Just go.
We like to kick it on a laid-back vibe, smoke a little, drink a little, party all night, look up and see all the stars in the sky. Yeah, that's my kind of night. Now I ain't saying that it ain't going down in the city, cause I've been there when they turn it up. But if you need to unwound, slow down, come on out to my town, cause I know they don't do it like we do it in the country. Boots stomping, beer drinking country, slanging mud off a big truck country. If you ever get tired of them big city lights, just catch you a ride out to the country. Cut off trees and bare feet country, drop a tailgate, build a bonfire kind of country. Go on and kick it where you want, but I bet they don't do it like we do it in the country.
No, they don't do it like we do it in the country. It's something, catch you sitting out on the tailgate with some BG bumping. All them places that they don't go, we just ride around on them dirt roads. That Chevrolet stay skinned back while I'm dodging all of them potholes. We ride slow, windows down, pulling up to that rowdy crowd. Bonfire, got country girls, got plenty drinks, so it's on now. That good smoke, that good shine, that recipe for a good time. So hop up in my truck and let's ride.
Like we do it in the country, boots stomping, beer drinking country, slanging mud off a big truck country. If you ever get tired of them big city lights, just catch you a ride out to the country. Cut off trees and bare feet country, drop a tailgate, build a bonfire kind of country. Go on and kick it where you want, but I bet they don't do it like we do it in the country. You ever need to hit reset?
I just push pause,
I know a place.
and I know a way. So come on.
Do it like we do it in the country. Boots stomping, beer drinking country, slanging mud off a big truck country. If you ever get tired of them big city lights, just catch you a ride out to the country. Cut off trees and bare feet country, drop a tailgate, build a bonfire kind of country. Go on and kick it where you want, but I bet they don't do it like we do it in the country. They don't do it like we do it in the country. No, they don't.
What's up, y'all? We are live. A little technical difficulties at the front. Wait,
Nothing.
froze for a second. Nothing.
Nothing that we're not used to.
What's up, y'all? We are live. Oh, you got the volume on. All right, welcome to another edition of End Zone Eats, episode 24, where we have a couple special guests, one in studio and hopefully one streaming very shortly. Both members of the 1997 National Championship team. In studio, we have Doug Thompson, who is a man of many talents at the moment. From
What's up, guys?
calling Catholic baseball games to calling the radio for LSU baseball.
Yeah, high school baseball kicked off today, at least Catholic High did. Little matchup with West Monroe, a couple good pitchers out there. It was a good time. Good time.
That's a lot of talent on one field down there.
Yeah. Hats off to both of those programs, kind of putting it on the line. You know, first game of the season, kind of see where you stand. And somebody's going to come away with a blemish early. And Catholic High came away 3-1 today, but it was the kid at West Monroe, Cupid, I think is his last name, is a commit to LSU. And Catholic also had a really good pitcher, Mills Richardson, on the mound. So, high school baseball is upon us. And then tomorrow, of course, it's back on at the box.
It is back on at the box. And I've heard a lot of people say this year's team is, on paper, maybe a little bit more talented than last year's team.
Look, I mean, it's you never know, right? To be able to take batting practice in Alec Box when no one's there is one thing, but to be able to do it when there's 8,000-10,000 people there and all the chips are on the line, it's a different thing, right? Not everybody can do that, and Jay Johnson's been the best at finding guys that can, and he's got a specific formula. And early on here in the transfer portal game and the NIL game, he is creating the blueprint for success, and not a better place to be right now than LSU. So, you just never know until you see him for a couple weeks and see who the pressure is going to get to and who it's not going to get to. And then, of course, the pitching will get a little bit better and you get to do it all over again. And by about game 35, you kind of know what you're dealing with. But, on paper, there's 15 pitchers that have been over 95 miles an hour in the fall and spring. And, 7 of those guys have been, over 97 miles an hour. So, there's an abundance of riches, but that doesn't necessarily mean they can all, get outs and pitch and throw strikes and all the things. But when you talk about talent, Jay Johnson's one of the best, obviously, at bringing it in.
So a crafty lefty used to be somebody who was like 84, 85 from the left side, just that can really pitch. These days, the crafty lefty's 93, 94.
Well, so one thing you have to remember, right? The times you're talking about when I met you as a young kid, right?
Yep.
When I was at LSU.
Uh-huh.
84, 85 then is today's 88 to 90, right? Like the technology is so much better now with the guns, right? So when you compare the eras, guys that were then touching 95 are the guys today that are touching 97, 98, 99 miles an hour. So, I think overall more people throw hard. And yes, I think today's 93 is 25 years ago 90, right? Like 90 used to be the big number, but I think that's more like 93, 94 today.
Now you can take the 8 off the speed thing because
not many fastballs at 80.
Everybody's in the 90s.
That's right.
Brandon Larson's supposed to come on in a little while. He was another big part of the 97 team. You were a big part on the mound. He was a big part in the box, hitting 40 home runs, 118 RBIs, and just had a 381 batting average and had a crazy.
They had some dudes on that team, though.
Yeah, I mean, that team was loaded with leadership, with guys who had been to Omaha 2 and 3 and sometimes 4 times. There was definitely a precedent set. There was definitely a culture, a winning culture. There was a system in place. And Brandon and I came along at one of the greatest times of all time in LSU baseball, when the year after Warren Morris hit his remarkable, famous home run to walk off the College World Series. And then Brandon shows up and hits 40 home runs. And like it's no big deal out of nowhere. San Jacinto Community College, Blinn Community College, where he hit 9 or 10 home runs in his first couple of years there. But that team had a lot of synergy, and I say all the time, the hold the rope thing Coach Burton used to do, where after you're at LSU for a couple of weeks as a new player, he'd bring in his office and ultimately do this this deal that he did with everybody, and throw this rope over the edge of his desk and say, imagine you're hanging onto the edge of a cliff. Which one of your teammates that you've met over the last 3 weeks would you want hanging on to the other side? Is not going to let go. And normally you pick someone, and but the answer was
anybody.
Well, the answer was, by the time it's time to go to Omaha, if your answer is anyone, we got a chance to win the national championship.
Correct.
And that team was that team. It was just such a great team. There was no bent nickels, if you will, to use another Berkmanism. Everybody had a role. Everybody embraced their role. Guys that got opportunities came through. Everyone hit home runs. And, you got to give all the credit, though, to Coach Bertman. Like, he recognized that the technology in the bats was changing. And at that point, he decided, you know what, I want the football guy, the football trained weightlifting guy to work out with our guys. So we were in there lifting like power lifters, like literally power lifting. I mean, you remember the teams.
Sure.
I think back to the starting lineup, and I don't know that we had a player under 200 pounds, which that's a lot for baseball players, right? So, but Skip Bertman recognized, like, with these bats, if we get up there and we're big and strong and we swing hard, we're going to hit a lot of home runs. Like the one thing that several things might make Coach come unglued, but the one major thing I can remember offensively was a check swing. Like, it would drive him crazy because his thing was like, just be committed to the swing because we're big, strong, and aluminum.
You wasted a pitch.
And the result in 1997 was 188 home runs. And I was a pitcher. I always say that I have something to do with that because I got them really good at hitting home runs in the fall that year. And the scrimmages, I got them really comfortable running around the bases and hitting the home runs all over the ballpark. So I did my part, and so did the entire pitching staff. But that team was special. Good pitching, great defense, and of course a lineup that could literally hit a home run. Look, here's an interesting little trivia that not many people, I don't think, realize. In the 1996 College World Series, the Miami game, LSU homered once. And it was Warren's home run, right?
Right.
And the game before that, LSU didn't homer. Okay. Warren's home run started a streak of, I think it's 91 straight games because they homered every game in 1997. And I want to say the streak ended in, like game 21 or something like that in 1998. I'm sure people hopefully watching maybe can help us out with that. But it's remarkable that one home run started this juggernaut that would become gorilla ball. And that 188 home runs, I used to say it would never be broken, but Tennessee, I want to say a year ago or maybe 2 years ago, they were like 181.
They were
when the
right
season
there.
ended. They were right on it, right? So I think it actually is now. I think the bats, credit to Marucci and of course the others, but Marucci most to get it right, because I do remember I pitched in my last year was 1998. Of course, 1999 they changed the bats. Everybody hated college baseball.
Right.
There was like 6 home runs hit in the College World Series, and they fixed it too good, right? Like it almost became like a wood bat. Now I think the balance is perfect. I think they've got the ball wound tight. That's another thing they did. They lowered the stitches a little bit to make it a little bit more like a professional baseball. And I think the home runs are just about right again. Right. I think a kid hitting 35 home runs in 7 games, I think that's doable. It's a lot, but the best home run hitter in college baseball should be around that 30 mark, I think. And I think that's what we're starting to see again.
Yeah, and there's a lot more doubles now, and people hitting gap power more than.
And I'll tell you the other thing: you got to throw strikes. Like I don't know that I could pitch today because I don't know that I threw many fastballs over the plate. The ones I did got hit pretty hard. And today you have to throw that pitch over the plate because now we don't have an automated strike zone. But when that umpire gets back to the locker room, there's a report that shows him how many he missed. So when you do that to someone, you're going to call way less strikes, balls, and you're going to call way more balls, or excuse me, I'm sorry, the other way around. You're going to call way more strikes, balls, and you're going to call way less balls, strikes. When I pitched, they called way more balls, strikes, right? And way less strikes because it was such a big zone, balls. It's the opposite.
And you had a good catcher.
You really do have to be. No, not even. Like back then, the bats were so bad that, like, you go look at the last pitch of the 1997 National Championship, and that pitch is, the size of this bacon king cake. We'll talk about that later. But, it's that far off the outside corner. And but there was they were getting that same call too. Everybody was like that at that era. I mean, we literally had signals for pitches specifically 4 inches off the plate, right? Like I talked to Nate Yeske today. They don't do that now because the kids aren't going to swing at it because they know they're not going to get that call. Like it's a real strike zone now. Like you've got to throw it over the white. So That's where that 95 mile an hour plus for 15 guys.
Out right here.
Yeah, it benefits because the more velocity, the less time to think. And when you pour that, when that's just coming at you from every angle, you bring in a guy from the bullpen and he's 95, 96 too. That's tough to deal with in college.
Oh, no
Stuff
doubt.
to deal with in the big leagues.
But yeah, so Brian Kersey on the Facebook out there saying, let's go, Gorilla Ball.
Oh, yeah, baby.
But yeah, he's still in Texas.
Yeah, he'll be there for a couple more weeks. He'll probably be back just in time for the St. Jude. Special Olympics thing.
In March.
Yeah.
So yeah, but you had the great opportunity to throw the last pitch of the 1997 national championship game.
Yeah, I mean, it was just such a great honor to be part of that team and part of that pitching staff. That pitching staff, we lost our ace. Kevin Shipp was our ace and was one of the best to ever do it at LSU. And actually started the 1996 national championship game, right? Like he was a dude. And 2 or 3 weeks into the season, he goes out with season-ending kind of surgery.
He still lives around here, doesn't he?
Yeah. I don't even know if he had surgery. It was just
I saw him at the first pitch back.
Yeah, Kevin's still around,
Couple
of course, yeah. And losing him, I mean, Joey Painage and myself and Chris Demui and Brian Doherty got opportunities and thankfully had an offense that kind of allowed us to pitch freely and attack the strike zone, knowing that we were going to score a lot of
Chris
runs.
was on the show earlier in the year.
I love that guy.
He's
I love
a
that
great
guy.
dude.
Yeah, it works out real good though when you get a leadoff homer to start the game.
The national championship,
That definitely helps.
6 runs, in the first inning. I mean, it was foot on the throat immediately. That day, I'll give you a little kind of insight that day. Alabama 3 weeks, couple weeks before that, beat us in a game 28-2. Right?
28-2, still number 2.
And we were 3-0 in that College World Series, and they had lost and come out of the losers bracket. But that back then, it didn't matter when you got to the final day. It was winner take all, which I kind of thought was kind of bull crap, right?
Right.
Well, I remember thinking, like, how are getting dressed like up in the room, like, how are we gonna be on the bus? Because we were a pretty loose group, right? We had Big Jim driving the bus in Omaha, which he drove LSU for literally a decade and a half, and it wouldn't have been the same without him. And he played jazz, old school 70s, like disco music, the Daz Band, the Purple Rain. And we were just, we loved it. And we were wild and we sang and it was great, right? And when we got on the bus to go to Rosenblatt that day, it was the same way. Like he turned on Purple Rain. We sang it. He put on the Daz Band, Keep It Live. Eric Berthelot did the Pee Wee Herman down the middle of the bus. I mean, we were as loose as it could be. And it was us. It was who we are. And, literally about 2 years ago, I was at a ballpark somewhere in, the Southeast following one of my kids. And lo and behold, I'm standing next to like 5 guys on that Alabama team. Joe Caruso, they're all happen to be at this ballpark. And we started talking about that day. And I asked them, what was your bus like? And they were like, it was dead silent. You couldn't hear a pin drop. And I was like, that's so interesting. Ours was exactly the opposite. And we kind of came out like that. We kind of came out loose. And I remember before the game sitting in the locker room and just, you would think you're like, talking about all this execution and the game plan and all these guys. We had played them 6 or 7 times. I literally remember guys being kind of crowded around Coach Bergman while he smoked a cigar in the locker room. And he was telling jokes and guys were laughing. And we were just really loose that day. And it showed 6 runs in the first inning, 3 runs maybe in the second inning. Maybe it was like 9-0.
It was over for him.
Yeah, no, it was over. And that team was really good. And to Alabama's credit, they caught a tough break that year. They had a kid named Roberto Vaz, who we thought it was like a joke, but he was like their Friday night starter and 4-hole hitter. Like he was an all SEC guy. And I've met Roberto since then too. He's a great guy actually. And he stepped on a ball in batting practice in Omaha, broke his foot. And like we're at practice and people start telling us this. We're like, shut up. Okay, right. Roberto Vaz broke his foot. No, seriously, like Roberto Vaz is out, like not even hitting. And sure enough, we get to the field and Roberto Vaz is out, like not in the outfield, not on the bump, he's in the dugout, like with a broken foot. And that was a I'm not saying, look, 13-6. I'm not sure Roberto Vaz makes up 7 runs, which I joyfully have debated with those guys, right? But Roberto Vaz on the bump and batting 3-hole makes that Alabama team even better than they already were, which was a damn good team. I mean, they had 160 home runs themselves, right? So they had multiple big leaguers.
Several in that 28-2 game.
See, I have a text here from Larson.
He was trying to get out of practice.
He's still at the field.
Yeah.
Call from the field.
Gomaha, Baton Rouge North, Griffin says.
We'll see. All you can count on Larson for is to hit a home run. No, that's not true. He's a great friend, and it's another great thing. That championship team, you know, it's a lot of people refer to like a best childhood friend. Those people that you don't have to see for a decade, and the minute you see them, it's literally exactly how it was. That's how that team is. It's really similar. In fact, this last year in Omaha had a great, really strange moment. Casey Kuntz called me and said, listen, I'm on the way, like literally packed up his 3 boys and big boys, like college boys. We're on the way to Omaha. I was okay. This is, you know, before the championship series. I was like, he's like, I'm looking for hotels. We're looking for this, that, and the other. I think I have tickets. And I'm like, dude, I'm in a room in the team hotel. Come on. Come stay with me. And he did. And when he got to the room the next morning, the day of the first game, he said, okay, I've got 6 tickets. It's unbelievable. I got them from a buddy who's with CBS, or he just got the most unbelievable deal right next to the dugout. Okay. For the whole 3-game series. And I was like, that's great. So you got a place to stay, and it's great. I'm so happy. Right. And dude, I'm telling you, we're sitting there, and Jeremy Whitten calls my cell phone.
That's my guy.
And he's got his 12-year-old son. Same story. Dougie, I'm headed to Omaha. I've literally got no plan. I've got a place to stay, but the tickets are looking tough. And I'm like, Jeremy, you got to be kidding me. He's like, man, I've said a prayer about it. You know, Jeremy's a very spiritual guy,
sure.
Right? A strong Christian man. And
Kentucky boy.
I said, Jeremy, you're not going to believe this. I've got you 2 tickets by the dugout if you're good with sitting with Casey Kuntz. And he's like, oh my, you know, unbelievable. So when Jeremy gets in town, I'm like, all right, look, have you guys been have you been to Omaha since?
I have not been at all.
Okay, well, when you go, especially you've been there, right?
Yeah.
You've got to go to the zoo, and not necessarily for the zoo, although the zoo's great. I love the penguins. Who doesn't? But out in the parking lot, they have this really cool, like, Omaha or the old Rosenblatt. Like, they still have the foul poles where they were.
And they get the home plate.
And they got the entire infield, and it's kind of like literally where home plate was, where the mound was, where first, second, third was. And it's made into like this cool little wiffle ball deal for kids, right? Well, I told them, I'm like, look, I've got to be at the field at 4, but we're going to go to Barrett's, and then we're going to go.
Hot Rod has made the comments on Facebook.
Well, I'm a little upset with Hot Rod. I'm a little upset with Hot Rod.
Hot Rod,
here. I got to be honest.
I texted you a link. Jump in here.
Yeah. So anyway,
I texted you a link. Use your phone. Press the button.
So we go. Okay, we go to this field, and Casey and Jeremy, and of course Jeremy's son, wiffle ball, and Casey's older boys are doing. It's great, right?
Sure.
And there's some LSU fans there, and they actually recognized that we were former players and took some pictures. And as we're standing there, there's this deck that you can go over and look at home plate, and you know, raised above the field. Well, this guy taps Casey on the shoulder and says, hey man, you mind taking a picture of me and my family? And Casey's like, yeah, of course. And he grabs the phone, and they both pull down their sunglasses. It was Brian Doherty. He had no clue we were there. We had no clue. So the 4 of us end up at this spot in Omaha that was pretty overwhelming for all of us. Once we kind of realized, like, oh wow, this is kind of weird that we're all back here at this moment. It was just a really cool deal. But if you get a chance and you remember the old Rosenblatt, or you have memories with a family member, I'll just warn you, it gets a little dusty out there at the old Rosenblatt in the parking lot of the zoo. It's a little choked up, maybe. So bring some sunglasses and maybe a bottle of water. But it's a very special thing.
My brother has gone. My mom My mom went before she passed away, but I have not yet made it. Our trip every year was Hoover. Like we love
It's
going
a
to
great spot. That's a good one.
Hoover. Like somebody asked me today, a friend of mine that was on the show earlier, Nathan from Bustin' These Sports, that's in Tennessee. He said, which game should I go to? And he was picking a couple games here at the box. He lives in Tennessee.
Who's that?
A friend of ours that has a podcast in Memphis.
Okay.
But he's a big LSU guy, but he just lives in Memphis. And he said, do I pick a game at the box or do I go to Hoover for the first time?
Nah, bro, it's the box. It's the box. He's never been to the box?
No, he's been to the box.
Oh, well then,
this year.
yeah, Hoover's
And I'm like,
the best
you
tournament
gotta-
in America. I mean,
Hoover is special.
It's the best tournament. If you're a baseball fan and you're going to go just literally sit there and bake in the sun and watch baseball for 4 or 5 days, and that's going to be your vibe, it's Hoover. Now Omaha's cool, but don't get me wrong, but Hoover is like real. Like I obviously, in my opinion, I'm biased, but I think the SEC's kind of proven to be the dominant baseball conference because of the weather and so many other things, because of Skip Bertman and Ron Polk and the whole story. But yeah, I'd say if you've never been to Hoover and this person's a big baseball, like I don't really care who's playing, I just want to see a good baseball. Yeah, Hoover's a spot.
He's a baseball guy.
Although Hoover is hot, dude.
It is.
Like seriously, I'm not a big fan of hot weather. And
what our family always did, we had reserve our general admission tickets because the whole top section
Yeah.
was all general admission. It didn't matter where LSU was, first base, third base. It didn't matter. In the morning games, we were on the top row of the first base dugout, and on the evening 2 games, we're on the front row of the third base
because of the heat, the shade,
chasing the shade.
Yeah, no, it's real.
Like
if you don't play that game,
playing,
Hoover's going to be miserable.
If LSU's playing, it didn't matter first base, third base. They were going to be everywhere.
Oh, for sure.
So it wasn't like you're going to be on their side.
No. LSU takes the whole thing.
But like that's
the other.
We got first in line to get our spot.
Yeah.
Because we were worried about we're going to be there all day.
It's real.
And the heat is something. And
you got to pay attention to it there.
And if you're get reserved seats, they cost more, but you're sitting in the sun.
Pretty much.
And it's miserable.
Yeah.
And the general admission seats are great.
You heard it here. There's a trick of the trade if you're going to Hoover. You got to fight the shade. It's a real thing.
It is a
for
real
some
thing.
reason, Birmingham, it's one of those spots that just seems hotter than other places. And but it's great baseball.
But going to Hoover, whatever team's playing next, they're going to be sitting in the bleachers in either right or left field.
Yep.
You can talk to David DeLucci.
Yeah. Todd Walker.
Ben McDonald.
Yeah.
Bruce, the TV guy that's from here, who was on our show early in the year, from Port Allen. He's on the SEC Network.
Put it on me.
No, I'm thinking he's on the SEC Network.
I know that guy is. I don't know them guys.
But anyway,
Yeah.
all the media people, they will stand there after their show and talk to anybody.
Yeah.
And you can walk up and talk to the players and you can meet everybody.
That's a good deal.
And it's a great deal.
Yeah, especially bring the family. It's a great deal.
Meet out by the buses and every team will sign everything you
You've
got.
got so many autograph balls, you and your brother.
I do. I got a
mean,
box
you've
in my
got
house.
hundreds of them.
I got a box in my house and I don't know what to do with it.
You guys.
You know those picture frames that you can put baseballs in that like shaped like a home plate?
Of course.
I got one full and then a whole box that I don't know what to do with the rest.
I'm surprised that's all you have.
Oh, my brother's got the
These
other
two
half.
guys, like when I tell you didn't miss a game. Oh, they didn't miss a game. Practice. These two were at every practice for the 2 years I was there for sure. I don't know about before and after me, but Dustin and Adam did not miss much, to say the very least.
I brought my kids to one of the scrimmages last year for the first time. We just always busy, and I brought them to one, and we loved it.
I think baseball is great for the family. It's early on for sure, but it's cool.
Rodney said he can't join the league.
Not many places like the box. There really isn't not many. it's just such a great, fun place.
We're so lucky.
There's music popping.
Lucky,
It's,
just
you know,
like,
oh, we're lucky.
I mean, it's
No, we're lucky, but it's this is about 1983, making one of the greatest hires of all time, bringing a guy in here with a vision who came in and a lot of people don't know or don't remember that LSU wasn't even number 3 in the state when Skip Bertman got here. Like he was talking about.
it's
Omaha.
funny to hear Smoke Laval. I saw Smoke Laval at a small speaking thing, and it's funny to hear him tell those same stories.
Yeah.
About it, and it's a different. Like I don't even understand it because, like to me, LSU's always been the team.
No.
They've always been the
LSU
Utes.
was second, third, fourth in the state. Some would say, and the first 2 or 3, 4 years Skip got here, he couldn't get him to see it. Now he came from Miami, which they were winning national championships, and had been to Omaha many times. And when he first mentioned Omaha here, the kids were like, "Where's that? And why do we want to go there?" Well, that's where the World Series is. And, look, coaches on drugs like us, like they didn't believe that it was so bad that they didn't believe LSU was really ever going to be a national championship program. And, one of the cool parts of that story is you've got to set goals in life. You got to dream, you got to believe, all those things, right? And all those things are way easier for me to say into this microphone than actually do in real life. We know that as grown people who go through struggles, right? But when Skip drove over from Miami, which is, 15, 20-hour drive, part of that drive, he wrote down literally on a yellow piece of legal paper all the things that LSU needed. He had been here for like a weekend. Remember, there's no internet. There's no World Wide Web to check out what, like he drove over and he literally on this yellow legal pad wrote down 50, 60, 70 things that needed to be done, meaning all the way down to diaper changing stations in the bathrooms, and right, like to the minutia detail, chair back seating, lighting, of course, different mud and clay and the dirt infield, all these different things, but all the way down to paint the bathrooms, right? And when I got there 17 years later, or 650, whatever it was, right, that yellow legal pad he had laminated. And every single one of those items were checked off. And that was his reminder to us that what you just said, we're so lucky. Where we were sitting there in 1997 literally had nothing to do with us. It had nothing to do with the names on the back of my jersey or Brandon Larson's or really even Eddie Furtis's. It was Todd Walker and Ben McDonald and Robbie Smith and Jeff Rebele and people that in 1997, I didn't realize, I didn't know who they were. But without all of those people and the vision of someone like Skip Bertman, who, if you're going to talk about the greatest of all time, then if Nick Saban and Bear Bryant are considered the greatest college football coaches of all time, then we've got to certainly talk about Skip Bertman as one of the greatest college baseball coaches of all time. But I mean, I would go out there and say, one of the greatest coaches, period, of all time. Like in Skip's 17 years, I want to say he won more or double the games that LSU had won in the existence before he got there. Like he transcended college baseball because he believed in something and he saw a vision. And he got 35, 40 South Louisiana, South Mississippi, Texas kids to believe that every year. And some damage started getting done, right? And we took pride in that. Like Baton Rouge, LSU took pride in that. By the time I got there, LSU football was always the biggest, right? But LSU baseball was like very, very popular in Baton Rouge, right? So we are lucky. We are absolutely lucky. But what I wish these kids had more time now with the portal and all those things would be to spend more time understanding why the box is going to look like that tomorrow at 2 p.m. on a Friday, and why it's going to look like that all weekend. It's got a lot to do with Jay Johnson. Don't get me wrong, right? Like he has kept that fuel.
The connection that Jay had with Skip and that story.
Oh, it's my favorite thing in the world. It's my favorite thing in the world. Like it's not fake. Like when Jay Johnson said the guy's my best friend, he's serious. Like Jay goes to his house. Jay has people go to Skip's house and bring him to the box, and they meet for hours. They talk on the phone for hours, not just the obligatory, hey, coach, how you doing? Just checking in. No. Like deep into the details about who these kids are and what Jay's thinking. Like, he truly values it. And why wouldn't you? Why wouldn't you?
And that man gets it.
Of course he gets it. And you know who else had a lot of respect for Skip Bertman? Nick Saban, right? And a lot of other coaches that coached under him as athletic director had a lot of respect for him because he listened. He listened to each one of them. By the way, Skip Bertman is also the only athletic director to where every single team in one season competed in the NCAA tournament, like moved on and advanced into regional play. That's 21 teams. No one's ever done that before, right? So, we're lucky, and that statue outside that stadium is in the right place, right? Because everybody that walks in there should think, wow, we are lucky, and it starts with that dude right there. That's a fact.
And with the AD we have now, we're trending in baseball's where it's at. Football's going to be better.
You want me to bring the full circle here?
Go for it.
Verge was working at TAF when Skip took the job as athletic director. Skip is the one that brought Verge over to the athletic department because he saw something in him. And you know who else has a lot of respect for Coach Bertman? Verge. Goes over there to this day, all the time, not because he has to, but because he literally wants to and checks on him. And I think that's so powerful, right? And we talked about, again, you made this comment about, man, we're so lucky. And we really, really truthfully are, because he landed here. And it's Paul Maneri kept it alive. I mean, we went to Omaha multiple times. He won one to keep LSU on the map. And now look what Jay's done. Like, this guy literally, to mention Coach one more time, Coach Bertman has recently, in the past several weeks, told me, I quote, "This guy is way better than I ever thought of him. He's the best in college baseball, and it's not even particularly close."
And we got to find a way to
keep him here. Right. That's it. So if you want to keep him here, then support him. Like, and support is NIL, right? Like, you got to find a way. Find out how to support LSU baseball's NIL, because if he doesn't have the funds to go out there and get the players, then that creates pressure, and that's not a position that anybody necessarily wants to be in. So support the program, because it's a special program, and it does make LSU unique. Like, around the globe, when people think about LSU baseball, well, football recently, right? I mean, with all the things, right? But LSU baseball is right there with it. You know, it's one of those brands that really stick out to people. And in fact, I don't know if this is fact checked or not yet, but when I was in Omaha and they won, I heard a lot of people saying that since 1991, when LSU's run of 8 championships started, that no other franchise, period, professional or college, meaning no other college team or pro team, has had 8 titles. I don't know if that's true or not, but I would bet that not many have. You know, like old Pat Henry over at Texas A&M, like, wait a minute. Now we've got 17 over here in the last 19 years. So maybe it's major sports, but that's a lot of championships in 30, 40 years. That's a lot of wins, you know?
Yeah. And it's just crazy how other people in other parts of the country don't get it.
Oh, I think they do. I mean, look at when LSU goes to Omaha. The place explodes, right? I mean, I think people across the country, look at these players we're getting. Look at the things they say to the media. Like, this is where I wanted to be, the Grand Canyon kid and Dickinson and all these kids that are coming from the West Coast, like Brad Cressy coming from the West Coast, like thought probably Stanford or USC his whole life. And he came here. It was the best decision of his life. So it's not only the baseball program here. It's not. It is absolutely, and I know this is so cheesy and cliche, but it's the fans. It's the culture. Like, not everywhere do they literally beg you to come to their tailgates and so they can feed you after the games and make sure your mom and dad come. And when you go to restaurants, people come up and want to take a picture with you. When you're at college baseball, it just doesn't happen at Oregon State. It doesn't happen in Arizona. Nobody in Tucson knows who the shortstop is at Arizona. They don't care. It's not like that. But in Baton Rouge, it is. And it's very special. And it's not just baseball. Like the fan base in Baton Rouge, they truly do support their student athletes. And they're very proud of their college athletics, right? People in Louisiana like to win. And LSU gives them that representation a lot, especially the baseball program. So it's the fans, man. I'm telling you, there's nothing better than feeling that love. Like you talk about Omaha, like getting on the bus, right? Like, and you know, now it's I can't remember really 1997. Now it's been 30 years, but like I've seen it recently. Like, dude, there's 3,000 people waiting in the lobby, waiting to just be in that line for these kids to go on the bus. Like, it's unbelievable, right? What's happened. It's not like that when Florida goes to their bus down the street. No. It's not. Like, I'm serious. Like, they literally have to stop the street and let the bus come out and all the fans disperse. It's insane. But that's a beautiful thing. I do disagree with that. I think around the country, LSU is the premier college baseball program. I'm obviously very biased, but I could go through a bunch of reasons why.
You got a lot of facts, though.
I got some facts behind it too, right? Like, it's not just about I love LSU and it's.
I mean, we don't lead attendance every year by mistake.
I'm not the only one that believes that.
Hey, my bus gonna be out there at 2:00 tomorrow.
Yes, sir.
My bus gonna be in there. I don't call it. I use a vacation day. So I ain't sick or nothing. I'm just going to the game.
You didn't have to. You didn't see the tweet or the post LSU baseball made, Coach Jay.
It's
typed out a handwritten.
Right
there you go.
It's right
there. You go.
Yeah, I did that about as soon as the tickets went on sale. I put my vacation.
There you go.
Rodney Beloso says Hoover baseball may be a better baseball than the College World Series.
I'm mad at Rodney.
And LSU baseball has rock star status. My realtor, Michael Smith at the W Group, Keller Williams, he gives a king cake to all of his clients. And this one is a maple bacon king cake.
How was it?
It was better than it sounds.
Outstanding.
Does it taste like bacon though? I can't.
It's got bacon like bacon crumbles on top.
Yeah, on top.
I like bacon, but I'm having trouble.
It's so good. Michael sold the house that my brother and I were in, and then each took care of the sale that bought both mine and my brother's house. But appreciate Michael. Rodney says, Doug, you are the man.
I'm upset with Rodney. There's no reason. Come on. It's 2026. We can't find the link on the phone here. How can he not just click the link? Come on.
I sent it to him. All right, Joe, tell us a little bit about our boy Kyle.
Just real quick, that's my buddy Kyle, man. He's it's obvious he's got some issues with his health, but he doesn't let that bother him. I mean, the dude, just to give you all a little story about Kyle real quick, the dude was so adamant about wanting to be in person with us in this building, he made me measure the door to this office and the door there to make sure his electric wheelchair would fit in, because he wants to show people that he can do whatever you want. There's no limitation unless you put it on yourself. It's kind of his thing. And the video I showed Adam when I told him I wanted him to come on the show was him taking a 50-pound bag of corn in his wheelchair and driving it to his deer stand and dumping it into his feeder, and
That's
dude,
awesome.
he's just one of the people that if, he could just be down on himself and hate life and stuff, but he chose not to. And he spends every waking minute of his life trying to make people like him and people like us all feel better about ourselves. And he's just a really good dude.
And we do have his coffee.
We got his coffee cup up here, and he's got
his
all of his stuff
on set.
Yeah, we got all of his. He's got his stuff. All the money he makes, he turns back around and puts back into events that help people with disabilities.
And we'll get Kyle out here.
Mhm.
He was on the show via.
I mean, I measured the door today to make sure his wheelchair would fit in.
He was on the show via stream He clicked the link.
And he found it.
Couple
I
weeks
was in
ago.
trouble.
He found it.
This is the letter that Jay Johnson wrote.
That's great.
I need to make
Ronnie,
it.
I'm trying.
I need to make a big screen so we can read it. To whom it may concern, please excuse blank from work and school general activities on Friday, February 13th, 2026 for our 2:00 game versus Milwaukee. They're required to be at Alex Box Stadium, Skip Berkman Field, watching on SEC Network Plus, or listening to the LSU Sports Radio Network, which my man Doug Thompson.
Seriously, how many people printed that today? And seriously, because I may use that actually, because I kind of have to be there tomorrow. What time is the game tomorrow?
The game's at 2:00.
2:00.
And,
there, 12:30, 1:00. Can't wait though, man.
You will hear my guy Doug Thompson on the radio.
Let me tell you something. On my last day, when it's time to put me in the ground, make sure everybody in that church knows I sat in one of my favorite spots, man. Sitting there behind home plate of the box. I mean, there's not many places I would rather be. And every year I get excited just to be able to watch baseball. I mean, and LSU baseball is even better, but I love the sport. I love everything about the game. I think it's the best game on earth. But sitting back there at Alex Box
You don't
Stadium,
even have to buy a ticket.
now, it's the best, man. I'm telling you.
We go to Omaha
And
this
the
year,
best
we
time
still
at
don't
Alex
have to buy a
Box
ticket.
Stadium is when the Tigers have them on the ropes, preferably about to come from behind, when they go to the bullpen and they play calling back to
Oh my! I get my hair standing up on my neck right
Dude,
now.
that is when especially like a regional night
Oh man!
where it's just rocking in there. Dude, they start blasting calling Baton Rouge and those bases are loaded. It's almost like magic. Like it's almost like they're sprinkling magic dust on the situation because it just seems like LSU.
It's so real.
It's so weird and real.
It's
And
so
I've
real.
seen so many bizarre things, and it's like there's this spirit wrapped around the program where just really.
And then the weirdness went to Omaha last year when Arkansas had all those errors in the last inning.
That inning, a lot of people talk about the shortstop and the decision he made and all the things, and that's accurate. And that's that was a tough play, and he should have made a different decision, of course. But it really started for me just because I've been watching this stuff for so long. When I saw the first baseman dart towards second, committed to fielding the ball, Curiel did. Literally, when I saw him start moving that way, like, oh my God, he's really going to field it. Because when you do PFP, the pitcher running to first base and that first baseman fielding it deep in the four hole, that's the toughest one, or one of the toughest ones, because it's such a long, awkward throw for a first baseman who probably doesn't throw that well to begin with, right? That's why most of them are at first base. But when he did that and threw it by and Curiel got on, I literally almost said, or maybe I did say, okay, here we go. Like this, here we go. Something weird. You feel it. I mean, you almost could predict.
And it's not the fact that
something's
Arkansas
gonna
has done that multiple times where they lost a championship because the right fielder didn't catch the ball. But it's just everything. It's that moment.
I didn't have a lot of anxiety in that game. The next day, the question was, is that the greatest win ever? And I remember saying, no, that's not even better than Tommy White's, because that game still, we weren't eliminated, right? Like we still had, we had our guy the next day, right? Like it was still going to be tough to beat us, right? But Tommy White doesn't hit that home run and the other team scores first, and Morgan doesn't make the play and Milazzo the tag, like that season's over. Like it's over, right? There is no national championship. We've got Skeens and Cruz and we don't win. So you can't, and I think Warren's is obviously the greatest win of all time. But that day, when that play happened, you're right. I felt it, dude. I was like, here comes something really weird and bizarre. And sure enough, as bizarre, the kid's the best player in the country. Literally the best player in the country, right? SEC player of the year. Bizarre.
The end of this letter, though. Don't forget to join us for the opening day Fan Fest from 11 to 2. Which Hot Rod, I think Bingle has
Hot Rod's gonna be out there slinging that roof, right?
Little spot in left field or down the left field outside parking lot with Bingle.
I just wish Hot Rod would bring up the plate to the radio booth. You know what I mean? Like when it's over, just 2 plates for the boys upstairs. And then I'm sure just come on upstairs and drop off a cup because he's always cooking something.
Always.
And it's always delicious. But I just always kind of hear about it or see it on the social media.
That right there is his barbecue sauce.
He just said, "Look, right there. Take a screenshot. I love you, Doug, and I love Hot Rod too." But he never brings us up the food, and I always wonder, like, does he really love us, or does he just say that, right?
The rest of this says we can't wait to see everyone at the box this Friday. This day should really be a holiday. But until that happens, we apologize for the inconvenience.
Yeah, it's just a great letter.
Jay Johnson.
I think Jay really wrote it.
Probably. He's pretty detailed. This Friday, 2:00 on the SEC Network Plus. Game 2 is Saturday, February 14th, Valentine's Day, 1 p.m. Also Spanish Town Day. SEC Network Plus, and Game 3 is Sunday, 1:00 also. What you think about these 2:00 opening seasons?
I'm not a fan of them, but I understand. Like they've just been, there's been some terrible weather over the last couple of years, and Jay wants to do that for a couple reasons. Traditionally, it's pretty cold, so the earlier in the day, you would think, right? Like they set this, they didn't set it Monday, right?
No, it's going to be 70.
They didn't know it was going to be 70 and beautiful.
70 and beautiful.
So they do that to try to make sure that they have warm weather. And then if there is rain in the area, if you have the game at 2, then that gives you a lot of time to keep pushing it back and maybe get it started. So I get why he does it.
They do that a lot regional time, first game.
And listen, I used to be like, oh man, that stinks because, you love to see it packed. It's packed. It's going to be packed tomorrow at 2 p.m.?
2:00.
It's going to be packed. I don't know how people do it. I love it. And again, it's what makes LSU just different, man. It's special. And expect a decent Milwaukee team after talking to those guys today. They're going to be better than Purdue Fort Wayne, I think was last year's opener. But this year's non-conference schedule from Jay's mouth is a tough one. There's going to be some challenges in there.
The conference schedule at the end.
Oh, it's ridiculous. It's always tough. But even the non-conference, especially early on in the year, Kent State on that Monday, they're a tough squad. So there's going to be some stuff. Some things. And then again, like with the portal nowadays, you don't know. Milwaukee might have a kid randomly out of some JUCO you never heard of that's pumping 99 miles an hour all of a sudden, right? So it's going to be a great season. On paper, back to your original point, there's a lot of horses. There's a potential chance of 4 lefties. There's at the top of the lineup, maybe 6 up to 7 lefties if they really wanted to in the lineup. So plenty of left-handed hitting this year. Derek Curiel's put on 15 pounds of it looks like almost a different player. Like last year, looked like a really good hitter. Now he looks like a professional baseball player. Like he's done a lot of work in the weight room.
He'll be in center field.
He'll be in center field. You've got pitching coming out from everywhere. You've got a lot of returning guys, some new faces.
You got big boy Zach York at first base.
Listen, I went to a game with Coach Bergman, and we were sitting there watching the game, and the kid was on deck, and we were both looking at him, and I said, Coach, have you ever seen a player that big? And now remember the kid 2 or 3 years ago from Auburn?
Mm-hmm.
Very similar.
Sure.
Right. And but Skip was like, no. I mean, I don't recall a kid that
he can play defense.
That he can move. Like he can really move, and he can hit it everywhere. He'll hit it hard to left. He'll hit it hard to right. I mean, he's a big, strong kid, and he's going to be a lot of fun to watch. He'll anchor that offense. There'll be a freshman hitting in the DH who's been killing it. I mean, it's going to be an interesting, exciting group to watch. Of course, the monster at shortstop. What did he make? 1 error last year, 2 errors. Mm-hmm. That's as good as it gets. So,
and you got a Oregon State transfer playing third base at Trent Fairway.
Yep, and you got the best baseball coach in America leading them. So it should be a fun year. I hope the box comes out rocking this weekend.
You got Cerna, and
Cerna, let me tell you.
You got Cerna, and then Aaron Beatty.
Cerna
battling out behind the plate.
I think Aaron Beatty has kind of stepped up and taken that role. He's had an incredible fall. showed some leadership. I think that's Cade Arambidi is going to be your dude behind the plate. But the Cerny kid does not look like a freshman I've ever seen. Like, this guy looks like he's been in the minor leagues for 6 years. Like, he is. He looks like
I went to me and my brother went to the fall series they did in Biloxi with I forgot who they were playing, but yeah, watching those dudes hit.
Cerna is an impressive looking kid, and he and Arambidi will be for the next 2 years. Arambidi presumably will be back next year. I don't think he's a draft and file. I don't think he's an eligible kid this year, but that's two solid dudes to have behind the plate.
Rodney said he was here.
Well, right about when I'm about to have to go. I'll give him 5 more minutes if he's able to get in.
There he is.
Hey, guys. I've been sitting here waiting for y'all.
Yeah, you've been sitting there.
I had to make a big screen so I could read Jay's letter.
Well, there you go. It's not all my fault, Doug. I was in here.
Yeah.
Hey, it's great to listen to you, Doug, by the way.
Hey, you heard what I said about you, huh?
Well, I heard about the plates. You need 2 plates to come up to the radio spot for you and Chris. Now, I don't know if Chris is eating too much these days. He looks like a beanpole right now.
I'm going to eat it at
He
some
said,
point.
Doug said he can eat
4
2
hours
plates.
long.
Doug got 2 plates.
Yeah, it's not like I'm not going to eat.
It's an all-day affair.
Right?
I
I got you, Doug. I got you.
2006. I mean, you've been there for 15 years with your son, and I think
Seems that way.
played up maybe once. I don't understand. You cook
Hey,
every
brother.
and we
I got you. I got you.
Okay. All right. We'll see.
I'll make sure of it. If I got to go out my way, I'll make sure of it.
All right.
Hey, look, just let them to give me access to get up to the third level, okay?
You're the Bayou Bambino's dad. I mean, you can get out there, especially with that.
Hey, listen, I don't want to push my weight around that much now. I don't want to name drop.
It's a tight
They
ship.
run a tight ship up there.
A lot of people trying to get in there,
But it is Mardi Gras weekend, so stop on at Chris's Specialty Foods and why just get a king cake when you can get a Boudin king cake. But you can get Boudin king cakes at any of the 3 locations: Highland Road, Millerville Road, and then I'll be in New Orleans this weekend mostly, serving them Boudin king cakes. Rodney, I know you've had one.
Yeah, I've had my share of Boudin king cake and regular king cake, and actually this year though hadn't been too much. I've only had 1 piece of king cake this year so far, believe it or not. So
And recently, Rodney, I had
recently,
a little dong.
you know what? I have not tried the dong fong. I've been kind of loyal to one known as Randazzo king cake for a long time.
Good one now. That's a winner.
Yeah,
But-
and I haven't tried the dong fong king cake. I haven't done that yet, Doug. But I'm gonna have to take your word. How is it?
How is it?
Oh my God, it's off the charts.
Is
But
it?
Randazzo, look, I like them all. Me, I mean, I don't know the bacon one though. You heard about this bacon deal we have? You don't know about a bacon king cake?
No, this is a bacon,
Maple bacon.
maple bacon from I don't even know where it came from, but
Hey, listen,
Michael Smith with
a bacon maple cinnamon roll with icing on it. I can't see that being bad.
oh, it wasn't bad. It wasn't bad.
Play this bomb real quick.
Was that?
Play this bomb real quick.
No, it's just a picture.
Oh, because
The video, I looked all day for the video.
he's about to hit a bomb.
This was what I was telling them whenever he said he was coming on the show. I was like, I was in right field in the bleachers when he hit it.
No,
And,
Matt Anderson was the pitcher.
I remember.
He was a first rounder. Matt Anderson was touching 100 then on those guns, which is like 105 now, And he threw 2 fastballs right by Brandon with 2 out. I think there's 2 out. No outs. Okay. But it's the 8th. You see it's 4-2. And Larson, he throws a slider, a 90-mile-an-hour slider. And Larson hits it over the scoreboard down in left field to tie the game. And that was the first game of the World Series that year. So, look, it ain't easy to win in Omaha. Like, no matter who you are or what, like Cade and them with the Tommy White home run. I mean, if Tommy White didn't hit that home run, they might still be playing that game to figure out who advances, right? But as great as these teams have been, it just goes to show, like Warren Morris, you're one swing away from being out of the College World Series. It really does come down to that thin of a margin. And for LSU to win 2 of the last 3 and have a team that looks like this team looks, sitting pretty at Alex Box Stadium tomorrow night.
Yeah, for sure. I got this up because I was getting Brandon on. He's stuck at the field. He's coaching in Texas, I believe.
Yeah, he lives in San Antonio.
Yeah.
Yep. He's got a little boy. You know, I'm about to go pick mine up at practice.
I will get him on some other time. I talk to him online frequently, so we'll get him back on here throughout the season. We'll have several different former baseball players, maybe some current baseball players, coaches, and different people we can get on throughout the year. But Hot Rod, while you're here, tell us a little bit about your stuff.
Yeah, man, Hot Rods Creole, man, it's the way to Creole. We have all your seasoning, spices, and mixes to make your backyard or barbecue or tailgate more flavorful and fun to be around. So check it out, hotrodscreole.com. We got some crazy new merch coming out right now, thanks to LP Hat Company doing the magic. We got some great wood accessories like cutting boards and things like nature with Alpha Omega woodwork. And man, just glad to be out here doing the thing and enjoying ourselves and sharing the love.
Yeah, we got some barbecue sauce and we got some seafood boil on the set here today.
Yeah.
From Hot Rods Creole.
I got to taste it.
And I tell you what, we're getting ready we have 4 new products that's coming out within the next 2 weeks. Some cutting edge. It's going to be our Pit Masters collection series, where it's really focused on smoking and barbecuing line. Some creative cutting edge stuff. So I'm gonna hang time. I'm just throwing a teaser out there. Look for 4 new products coming out by Hot Rods Creole here in the next couple of weeks. So let's get it. Let's go.
Yeah, and the way to Creole is Hot Rods Creole.
That's right. Hot Rods Creole.
So we're hoping this is the year we go back to back again and the drive for 9. 9 is crazy. 9 is crazy. But they just put the new Intimidator up and showing the 2025, and them stands are going to be full tomorrow afternoon. Bayou Brothers barbecue sauce, hot sauce, habanero hot sauce, jambalaya mix, pralines, hats and koozies, also done by LP Hat Company. Did I hit the OK button on that one? Whatever that's.
Yes, sir.
Yes. I don't know what that says. I'm not even worried about it. But you can get Bayou Brothers on the TikTok shop and 47 other stores. And we'll be at all the different festivals coming up. And we will check it out online, BayouBrothers.org. Opening day rotation. Jay announced today that the Doug's heading out. Appreciate you for coming in.
Appreciate you, brother.
Hey, Doug, good seeing you. We'll see you this weekend, Doug.
See you, Hot Rod.
Hey,
A little Hot Rod. Yes.
grab whatever you need to grab.
I love it. See y'all, man.
Got it.
Doug got the End Zone Eats hat and also a bottle of the Hot Rod barbecue sauce.
Okay, got you. I'll replace it for you, buddy.
It's not on set no more. Just like
Not
when
on set. It's okay.
Trey,
Hey, we
Right.
have more. We have more.
I know a guy.
I know a guy, yeah.
When Trey ate the pickle and then took the whole jar. But Doug came from, he's calling the Catholic High baseball game on the Bruin Network now. So he left the Catholic High game when it ended and flew over here to join us for the show tonight. And Doug's a great dude. He's been a friend of mine since he played, and he's an incredible person. And for him to call, he's on the call with Chris for the season, and to come and join us for a little bit on the shows, kind of him and pretty impressive.
Absolutely.
But the opening weekend, Jay announced Friday, Case and Evans will be on the mound in the afternoon. Saturday, incoming newcomer Cooper Moore will be on the bump, and then Sunday, local boy Schmidt William Schmidt will be the Sunday starter.
Speaking of Catholic High,
What you looking at seeing from some of these dudes this weekend?
you talking to me?
Yeah.
Well, I tell you what, I'm really liking Kason Evans. I want to see how he excels from last year to this year, especially being a Friday night guy. You're going to have a little more pressure on him, but I think he's up to the task. You know, he's got a great year behind him, and I just look to see him be more consistent and just build on it, right? The one I'm really more excited about than anything is our Sunday guy that we have this weekend is William Schmidt. I think he showed last year. He showed some pieces of brilliancy, and then he had some bumps and bruises along the way. Um, Sort of like what Cade Anderson had 2 years ago when he was a freshman, right? You know, midweek, man, he looked stellar, and then get on the weekend situations, and had a little bumps and bruises. But it's a learning experience for the freshman coming in. You know, lights are brighter, man, when they step on the field there. But I'm looking to see his step that he goes from last year to this year and really compete at a high level. I heard nothing but really good things about him. Apparently he put on some muscle and some weight over the summer. So that's going to help him out. And, I hear the middle guy, the Saturday guy, is crafty. So I'm excited to see that. And then on top of that, man, the bullpen is going to be lights out. I mean, they're going to be fireballers coming out the bullpen every day, all day, in your face. So I'm excited about that.
Yeah, the pitching staff in general, as a whole, is as Doug was talking about earlier, is pretty impressive. And this is a ultra talented team on paper. Let's see them bring it out and pitch under pressure. And it's when you win it all. Jay never likes to say you go back to back. He last year's over, and this is a 56. I heard today he called it a 56 game playoff, where you just start right here, and the target's on your back, but you go beat Milwaukee on Friday, and then get it going. Hat Company, Joe.
I mean, we talked a lot about what we do already through the show, but yeah, and pretty much we can put your brand or your name on anything. We got some special stuff going on with Hot Rod that we were gonna kind of put out there today, but he was running late.
Man, I'm so sorry, guys.
No, we're good. We got some special stuff going on. And we're looking forward to. I got so much stuff that I can't even show y'all yet because the people that it's for hasn't showed it yet, so I can't spoil the surprises. But yeah, if you got something you want put on something, I can do it. We can take care of it.
And you can find LP Hat Company for TikTok users. You can find LP Hat Company on the TikTok shop. This was one of my favorite pictures. I was going to show Doug before he left, but that is after Doug threw the last pitch of the 97 World Series, and he is celebrating after he got that last out. An incredible year they had in 97, and this year's a pretty ultra talented, just like that 97 team was. And there's a lot of comparisons, I think, between the 97 team with all that Brandon Larson and all the different dudes on that team. We got a lot of dudes on this team. Brandy, OnlyPans. She'll get back from Texas at some point in life. We'll get her back in here. But OnlyPans, she's got the seasoning. She got the BJ seasoning, bacon jalapeno. She's got the WAP seasoning, wild all-purpose, and then the no filter, like a Trinity mix, and salsa, and all the other things too. Find Brandy and OnlyPans on all your social medias, and get you put some South in your mouth. Lafitte's, Joey and the boys up in West Monroe. They're in Rouse's. They're in a lot of other places. Joey, the Rouse's by my house was out of pickles. You need to restock them. But they have the best pickles in the world. They have pickle relish, sweet pickle relish, jalapenos, candied jalapenos. You can find them at Rouse's. You can find them at a lot of different places, TikTok and the website and everywhere else too. Go find them on your social media, Lafitte's Cajun Foods. Thomas Kane will be on the 21st. Will be bucking for a cure for St. Jude benefit out in New Roads. It's a chili cook-off with David Henry, Connor Martin, and Thomas Kane with some pro bull riding live auction and a great cause. The 21st is going to be a busy day for a lot of us. There's 3 events that I was supposed to be at, and clearly I can't be at all 3 at once. That's a pretty busy day. Chase Tyler's 40th birthday party is at LaBerge that night. That's where Joe and I will be. And then Priscilla Blocks at the Texas Club. I'm going to try to get her some barbecue sauce too. All in the same day. But check out Thomas on social media, his website, Thomas Kane Music. And if you can catch Thomas at a show, he puts on, him and the boys put on an incredible show. Chase Tyler is at Spanish Town this weekend. This weekend is Spanish Town. After the Spanish Town parade, you got Ben Ragsdale, Lauren Lee, Chase Tyler, and Paper Chase closing it out. Spanish Town this weekend. So you got LSU baseball on Saturday. You got LSU baseball. You got Valentine's Day, and you got Spanish Town. So that side of campus, with campus and downtown, is going to be wild with everybody at Spanish Town. But Chase Tyler, you can find him this weekend at Spanish Town behind the Basin parking lot. And then the 21st, you can find him at LaBerge, which we got some stuff for that. On the 21st at LaBerge, $20 entry at Chase Tyler's 40th birthday bash. All right. In general, you gonna be there too? You gonna be down the I think it's down the third base side.
So Bengal Pro Exterminators and Bengal Products is going to be down the third baseline tomorrow for Fan Fest. There's a bunch of vendors and whatnot that'll be there. So we're going to be handing out koozies and shirts and things of that nature. So yeah, pass by Fan Fest. It's going to be a great time. A lot of other vendors, Sunshine, and I mean the list goes on. What's there? Sunshine Equipment, Toyota, the whole 9 yards.
There's like a jump thing for kids, and all kinds of stuff.
It's a nice event they put together. So there'll be some live broadcast there with some of the radio stations, and it'll be a live action. So
Palmer, I think, is doing the show from there.
I'm not sure about that.
I think I read that Hunt's doing his show from 11 to 2 there.
Okay, cool.
Out in the Fan Fest area with the game starting at 2:00 in the afternoon. Any last thoughts? Because we've gone over a little bit.
Yeah, no, man. I'm sorry. It took me a little while. I had some things that popped up today that I had to handle, so I couldn't get back in time. And the traffic was just unbelievable trying to get back from the city of New Orleans. But other than that, man.
I did that trip early this morning. I had to deliver a catering thing early this morning. And I crossed the road where Muses is tonight. Because Muses is tonight. I crossed the road at 9:00 this morning where Muses are going to be. And they had people Indian style sitting on the concrete waiting on the parade that night.
Yeah, it's out there. It's crazy. So traffic was really bad. But anyway, good deal. It's good to have Doug on. Doug's always just a great encyclopedia of LSU baseball. And he does a great job with Chris Blair, doing the broadcast with all of the live, radio. And him and Chris do a great job. I like to listen to the games. If I can't be at a game, I like to listen to them because they just do such a great job, So it's always great to have that luxury.
That's my favorite thing about watching some of these games on SEC network versus the main network.
Because they pipe in a lot of the
exactly. They don't have an actual announcer there. They just let Chris and them, and it's like with them doing it. That's my favorite games to watch.
Oh, absolutely.
And I learned just now, I mean, I knew that already, but I learned just now, if you have Doug Thompson in, you don't need a game plan. You can just.
Oh yeah, I already know where I'm sleeping this year in Omaha. I'm just going to call him, and he's going to put me on the floor at the hotel.
Right.
But Doug is an incredible speaker because he calls games on the radio, but he's a great friend, and I'm glad he could come on and share some love with us. I'm working on Doug to get maybe Chris and maybe some other contacts in to come out with us. Yeah, I'll get Brandon on. Brandon coaches in Texas, so I will get Brandon on at a later time. He wasn't sure if practice was going to be over in time enough to get here, but I've talked to him a few times, and we'll get him on. But it'll be an exciting week. Mardi Gras next week. We're closed on our New Orleans store is closed on Tuesday because I ain't traveling down there on Mardi Gras Day.
Yeah, be a rough one, especially where you're at.
Yeah, I'm gonna stay in Baton Rouge that day, but we're gonna get another former player on next week. I'm working next week is Bree Lynn with 100.7. Brittany Lynn with 100.7, who is actually the voice for the Bayou Brothers commercial. She will be on to talk about her role. She does the introductions at a lot of the Texas Club events, and then she's on remote at a lot of different places. So she'll be on next week. And then the next week, I believe Dixon McMakin will come on. He dropped out of the race he was running, but Dixon's another encyclopedia of knowledge. He is the PA announcer for the LSU football games. So he's got a pretty good insight of good experience on being up in the booth doing what Dan Bournet used to do, and that's pretty interesting in itself. So we'll talk to him in 2 weeks. So Bree Lynn next week, and then Dixon McMakin on the 26th. But LSU baseball's in full swing now, so we'll have a lot to talk about next week when this first weekend's over, and see which guys stepped up and how they fared this weekend. Softball started last weekend, so they're in full swing, and the spring is here. It's been 70 degrees the last couple of weeks, last week and a half or so.
It's going to be awesome tomorrow.
And it's
I'm
gonna be nice.
so excited
Um,
to hang out with my boy Hot Rod at the.
I'll be out there.
I'm gonna be out right in your back pocket.
slinging
There you go.
roach spray.
With them new hats. Well, I'm gonna be wearing them. I'm gonna be wearing them at the same time.
There you go. I like that.
I can't wait to release them to the world. There's some sharp hats.
Can't wait.
So yeah, we will check y'all next week, and I will post some clips because listening to Doug speak, that's clip worthy. A lot of his stories, and
Absolutely.
And get that. Kendall had a few of those clip worthy quotes when Kendall was on last week or a couple weeks ago. But looking forward to next week, and looking forward to this weekend when the boys take the field at Alex Box Stadium. Until next week, y'all have a good one. Appreciate you, Hot Rod.
See you tomorrow, Hot Rod.
Coming
All right,
on.
guys. We'll see you tomorrow.
See y'all this weekend.
All right. Bye.
I come from Louisiana, from the banks of the Pontchartrain. I was born in an old houseboat in the eye of a hurricane. I've been all around this great big world, but no matter where I roam, I'll always come back to Louisiana, 'cause Louisiana is home. People stop and ask me where it is that I come from. I tell them I am so down south, even the Mississippi's scared to run. Oh, from Bourbon Street to Baton Rouge, from Malibu to Thibodeau, I'll always come back to Louisiana, 'cause close. Now you can take me away from this bayou state, but I won't be gone too long. And I'll always come back to Louisiana, 'cause Louisiana is home. Tigers of LSU. You can take me away from this bayou state, but I won't be gone too long. And I'll always come back to Louisiana, 'cause Louisiana is my home.